The Ford Expedition debuted in 1997, and the fourth generation Expedition debuted in 2018. This is the fifth generation Expedition, and I'm so excited to show you the ins and outs of this vehicle. When Ford redesigned this vehicle, they were focused on versatility, space, and technology, and I'm so excited to show you all three of those aspects in this new vehicle. Let's start off with the inside and the technology. The inside is really where Ford knocked this thing out of the park. Now, this vehicle, as you can see, it is completely redesigned on the interior. First thing I'm noticing when I'm sitting in this vehicle for the first time is the seats are very comfortable. They very much feel like an F-150, and that is one of the best benefits and compliments I can give a vehicle like the Expedition. But the first thing that you're going to notice is you've got this steering wheel completely redesigned. You've got this massive screen located right here. I'm going to cover that in just a second. But even better than that, there is no more instrument cluster anymore. Now you have this massive screen located right here. What I like about the screen is it is located right there at the bottom of the windshield glass. It's almost kind of like having a heads-up display without actually having a heads-up display. Now I don't have to look through my steering wheel to see my instrument cluster. I can see it above the steering wheel, which I think is going to give me a lot more information and keep my eyes closer to the road. Moving back to the infotainment system for one quick second, this is Ford's brand new digital experience, and this is an Android-based system that has got automatically built in. You've got Google Assistant, you have Alexa built into it, you even have the ability to have direct access to Google Maps natively, not piped in through your phone. But it's okay if you don't want that, because you still have Apple CarPlay wirelessly and Android Auto wirelessly. You even have the ability to load up apps from the Google Play Store. So you can even play games on this system if you want to. My first impressions of the overall interior experience on the new Expedition is they have advanced this vehicle about 30 years in one generation. I love the way that the steering wheel looks. It's kind of got a flat top and not exactly a flat bottom, but it really does look a whole lot nicer and newer compared to the previous generation. I've already mentioned the 24-inch massive LCD instrument cluster, which is, by the way, the largest in its class. But I love the way that this dashboard kind of wraps down low. I just feel like I have more visibility out of the vehicle, even though I know, statistically speaking, the visibility is the exact same. It's something about the way this dashboard really looks nice. And continuing on in here, you actually can adjust your gearing right here. You've got your transmission dial selector and your volume knob right here, as well as your auto start stop, parking assist, your camera button. Thank you, Ford, for keeping a dedicated button for this. Traction control, and because this is the Tremor, you actually have hill descent control and trail pedal one drive. Really, really neat little feature. But one of the selling features of this vehicle is what's located right here. My favorite my favorite part of the interior of the new Expedition is going to be this center console. One thing you're going to notice is there's an actual dedicated power slide button where you can press the button and this whole center console slides back, and it reveals this massive cavity where you can actually store a purse or bags or any other precious items down in here, and it doesn't take up any of your extra space. Somebody please don't let my wife see this video, because if they do and sees that, she's going to want me to upgrade her Expedition automatically. And speaking of upgrading the Expedition, let's talk about that for a quick second. I bought my wife a couple years ago a Platinum Expedition. Why did I buy her a Platinum? For one reason and one reason only. At that time, that was the only way to get Blue Cruise in an Expedition. I love that feature. And it drives much better than my wife can, if y'all know what I mean. But anyways, the reason I'm bringing that up is because for 2025, Ford is bringing Blue Cruise available to over 90% of all Expeditions in its lineup. 90% of them. So now if you had to get a previous Platinum model, you could probably step down now into an Active or another trim level and satisfy that Blue Cruise itch. One of the things I love about the backside of the vehicle, there's quite a few things actually, but I want to point out to you, this looks very similar to what you've seen in the past, where you have the cup holders located in the center console and you've got the controls back here. But because of that new sliding system, you have the ability to grant your kids closer access to these buttons. When you press that button to slide it backwards, now they have easier access to the cup holders and to these controls as well. One of my favorite features of the back seat of the Expedition is this, the brand new digital device holder. As you can see, it can hold up something as small as a cell phone, but all the way up to a massive tablet, so that way you don't have to spend $2,500 on a DVD headrest system that's technology from back in 1999. And so I think it's a huge thing that Ford has upgraded the ability to bring your own device, and now you don't have to worry about your infant or your small kid holding the device, or an older kid trying to eat the Cheetos and the French fries while they're sitting there playing on their device. I think this is absolutely ingenious. And they thought about it even further with this, the ability to plug the device directly into the seat back. It is so nice that they've got USB ports, 2 of them on either side, to power up whatever devices you need. So you can power a device here and also one that you've got in your hands. This thing has been well thought out for families. The second row seats has a feature where they tilt and slide all the way forward, but I'm just gonna fold it flat for this part of my next part of the demo. But when you go to get in the vehicle, they have now integrated a brand new handle here that can help you get into the vehicle. It's actually very well thought out. And you'll also notice the third row seat has seating for 3 people all the way across in the back. But you'll notice this is new for 2025. Now the center portion actually can fold down independently of the rest of the vehicle. That way you can actually store a long fishing rod or a long piece of lumber all the way from the back of the vehicle all the way up to the front. Once again, thinking through the practical uses that people put this vehicle through. Now, this is not a Tremor specific video, but since we're talking about a Tremor right now, I want to show you one of the things that makes this vehicle so unique. This is the most off-road capable Expedition that Ford has ever made. It replaces the Timberline from the previous generation, but now you've got a higher suspension system, you have 33-inch General Grabber AT tires, and one of my favorite wheels on the market. Take a look at this. You've got a carbonized gray looking wheel, but most people don't understand why this little gold accent is there. Number one, it ties in with the rest of the color theme on the Tremor, but did you note it also gives you easy access visually to see where your valve stem is. So that way, if you're needing to air up, air down, you don't have to search the wheel for where exactly that valve stem is. The other thing about the Tremor specifically is it gives you some underbody skid plates that allow for the vehicle to go off-roading in every situation. And in addition to that, did you know that the Tremor has automatically an upgraded engine compared to the normal Expeditions? So standard equipment on the Tremor, you get a high output 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost. That basically means you have a V6, 2 turbos to crank out as much horsepower as you possibly can. So the Tremor has a couple of other design cues that I think is important to notice. Notice you have Expedition that's located right there on the front of the hood, but you also have a unique grille. And it's not just any grille, it's got a hidden feature in it. Take a look at these off-road lights that are automatically mounted, located right there in the front grille. If I didn't point it out to you, you probably wouldn't notice it. Until it's time to use them, then you'd be really glad that you got it. And speaking of lighting, take a look at this. They have got the lighting built into the roof rack, so that way you have zone lighting all the way around the vehicle. One of the standout features of the new Expedition is the new Ford split gate. So the idea here is you have 75% of your normal lift gate will come up, but now for 2025, you'll have the bottom 1/4 for 25%, yes, I can do math, actually folds down into a tailgate. That specific tailgate can support up to 500 pounds, and you can even get a cargo management system that allows you to basically build a table in the back of the vehicle, or you can use it, flip it around, and use it as a seat back for tailgating. I think that is really cool. And you even have a household outlet plug now in the back of the Expedition for the first time ever. And for comparison, this is the Platinum trim level. You can put it up against the Expedition Tremor as well. Now keep in mind there's quite a few different trim levels that are available, like the Active, King Ranch, the Platinum, and the Tremor. This one is absolutely beautiful. I love it for a couple of main reasons. Number one, take a look at these massive 24-inch wheels. I think they look so good. In fact, we have one of these things on order right now, and I think we should be able to give you a full deep dive on this vehicle and this specific trim level coming very soon. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss that video. But I also want to talk about towing capacities for a quick second, because did you know that the Expedition can tow up to 7,000 pounds with the traditional trailer setup? but you can actually do up to 9,600 pounds if you have a weight distribution hitch. So not only do you get the comfort and convenience, but you also have the ability to do some massive towing. And speaking of towing, let's talk about another cool feature introduced for 2025. Now Ford has the Pro Trailer Hitch Assist, which uses the camera in the rear as well as the radar sensors in the back of the vehicle to automatically guide this vehicle all the way back up to your trailer. It's so cool because it actually controls the steering wheel, the brake, and the throttle to make sure that it backs up to your trailer perfect every single time. One of my favorite features of the front end of the Expedition, especially on this Platinum model, is this massive light bar that runs all the way across the front of the vehicle. And the cool part is they put the initials into the actual headlight to show you who actually designed this brand new lighting system. As you can see, it's Daryl. No, if you didn't know, that stands for daytime running light, but it's very weird that they've got that actually stamped into the headlight. Do you see what I see? Take a look at this. The keyless entry keypad has made it into the 2025 model, and thank you so much, Ford, for not killing this off like you did on the F-150. And there you have it. That is our first look at the all-new 2025 Ford Expedition. If you haven't already done so and you're interested in ordering one of these vehicles, you can do it at INVOICE pricing. Call the number on the screen to get your order started today. Thanks and have a great day. Peace.